Okay, here's this tune, Autumn Leaves. You get a nice view of my fingers here. I'm playing this in the key of G/E minor, and it's in a kind of easy medium tempo 2 feel, although there are some options about how to change that. I can talk about them a little bit in the course of this short lesson. We're going to start with the pickup, which is an E minor triad with a low E underneath it, an E ninth chord. It's flat 5 sub, also known as a tritone sub B flat 13. And then A minor with a C on top, an A minor over C, which just doesn't really have a melody note in the song, but it just fills space. Get up to D7, and we're going to play the D note. Then 2 inside notes, the flat 7 and the root again. Then flatten out your your second finger to play the next grid, which is. And notice on the chart, this note is being sustained across both of those. So as. And then a G major 7, again another 5-string chord. Use your little finger or skip one of the notes, probably the third. And then a new bass note. Same kind of move on C major 7 as we played on the D7. That's 2 grids together. Then F sharp minor 7 flat 5, again 5 notes. And then a new bass note, B7, same type of move. And then a low E with an E minor 11, another inversion of E minor 11, which you could think of as G6, and then change the bass note up a half step, and then add 2 more notes to create a kind of G sharp diminished sound. E9 again, an inversion of E7 altered, which gives us the pickup sound again, and then a higher version of A minor 7 with the C on top. Reach over here for a new bass note. Go down to play an F sharp note for a D7. Pick up these 2 notes there. Then move to D9 and a new melody note there. G major 7 with the third on top. First inversion G to fill some space, C major 7, and then an alternative here, A minor 6 just for a little new color, C6, B7. Okay, now those are all variations of B7 or B9. I play. Now, I might point out that on the B7 over F sharp, I have a double stop on these 2 fingers with these 2 notes with 1 finger. And the trick is to put your finger right between the 2 notes and get them both with the tip. If you flatten your finger out, you'll bump into something that you don't want to bump into. So that passage again. And then a flat 5 sub on my way to E minor. Now on the performance I might have gone, and that's just basically all over an E note. We play an E minor triad, an F sharp minor triad, a G triad, and then an F minor triad, just to fill space. And then heading to the bridge is this colorful chord, E minor major 7 with a G in the bass. It's a bit of a stretch, but if you don't want that stretch, you can get that note open. The E note is available as an open string. I like the stretch just because it gives me control over that note and the length of it. Next bit is F sharp minor 7 flat 5. I didn't play that bit very cleanly in the performance, so I'm going to go through it really briefly. Play F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Really has 1 flat 5 flat 7 and 1 again, because that's the melody. And then then flatten out this finger to get that passing melody note, and then a C7 flat 5. Continuing the melody on a B7th chord. And then this little guy here, that's just a B7 with a flat 9 and an 11, moving down to the 3rd and the 5th, just for some movement in color. E minor 7, regular voicing, and then raise the 5th, and then raise it again, and then come back down to it again. B flat 7 sharp 5 with an extra melody note of the 13. Going to A minor 9 with a big spread out hand there. New bass note on the 5th. Bass note on D7 followed by the rest of the chord tones. Then move up here to this slightly difficult to finger D7 over F sharp. And then move the G string and the E string in contrary motion underneath your first finger. Then G major 9. Move the bass note. G6 just to fill. Then a little pick up to the F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Now on the chart there's an X on the top string, but there's also a dot underneath it. It's a little hard to read, but we just play that note twice. That's I think that's an elegant little movement there. Bass movement. This chord is a handful. You could probably just play F9 here. I thought it was nice to play F7 flat 9. And then here's the final phrase. So that's E minor with B on top, E flat 7 sharp 5 with B on top, D minor 7 with a 6 on top, 13, and then D flat 7, and then a C7, F sharp 7 sharp 9, C7, I might have messed that up a little bit on the performance too, B7, F9 with an extra melody note of the flat 5, and then our funny E minor major 7, just for color. I thought that was fun. You could just play that or any of those, any E minor with an E on top. Okay, so that's the basic idea. I'm gonna go through it one more time and show some options. So let's say we're playing it about here. 1, 2, 3. These notes are written so you can play a walking bass at least for part of it and then go back to the 2 feel. So that would be add the second finger bass note. Yeah, you gotta let go of something there. And then D, hit the D. And on the G major 7, I didn't write this on the chart, but you could very easily do. Nothing new here. And then here you can add a bass note. You can put an open A underneath this one. You can play a bass note on the G major 7 there, put the 5th in. So 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry. 2, 3, 4, and then. Same kind of embellishment. Let's go back to 2 here. Little extra movement there. Let's see if we can do that right. much with this except the next thing we're going to talk about. Is you can play it a little flowerier. If I don't want to play it so in time, I can say something like this. That kind of style. All the same notes, really. Like maybe just arpeggiating the chord. Those kinds of things. A little bit more flowery right hand. All the shapes are about the same. It just, allows you to play it in a kind of a rubato or a flowing feeling. All right, I hope that was helpful and you enjoyed this arrangement.